This is the JTV Caribbean News. I am Sean Rose. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank has taken control of Anguilla's two indigenous banks, the Caribbean Commercial Bank Anguilla Limited and the National Bank of Anguilla Limited. The takeover for 6 months in the first instance has the support of the Anguilla government and the UK's Foreign and Commonwealth Office. Anguilla's Chief Minister and Minister of Finance Hubert Hughes stated that in recent times there had been great unease about the operations of both banks, which are the largest financial institutions on that British overseas territory, and together accounted for 76.7% of the total assets of the banking sector there. Hughes pointed out that the two banks had been facing various challenges, including poor earnings performance, declining assets, high levels of non-performing loans, weak corporate governance, and the inability of their management to reverse the situation. Sir Dwight Venner, governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, explained that the objective of taking control of the banks was intended to stabilize and restructure both banks and return them to a state of normalcy to protect depositors and creditors and to ensure the stability of the banking system in Anguilla. Anguilla's governor, Christina Scott, assured the people of Anguilla that the British government was in support of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank and the Monetary Council in taking control of the banks. Several countries in the Southern Caribbean are now working on an initiative to make sure that they get a share of the region's cruise visits. The Southern Caribbean Cruise Initiative aims to market the group of islands like Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and St. Lucia to increase calls to their ports. Several cruise lines bring ships to the southernmost islands of the Caribbean chain, but the vast majority of cruising is done in the northern part of the region, due in large part to Miami and San Juan being the region's main cruise hubs. According to Grenada's tourism minister, Alexandra Otway-Noel, Southern Caribbean islands can market themselves and attract more ships to that part of the region. Otway-Noel said the initiative would give countries like Grenada a shot in the arm needed to capitalize on the cruise sector. The Turks and Caicos may soon bid farewell to the typically slower summer tourist season as the TCI Tourist Board launches an aggressive digital marketing push in Brazil. Aimed at attracting beach lovers, yachters, and divers seeking a luxury escape from the Brazilian winter months, July to August, the board partnered with Ocean Eyes Productions and Viajan Turismo of Brazil to commence a series of campaigns. Turks and Caicos have been featured in an 8-page spread in Mergulho magazine, one of Brazil's leading dive publications, and in subsequent full-page advertisements. Promotional reprints with exquisite photography of Providenciales and Grand Turk and a 2-minute promotional video narrated by Brazilian journalist and singer-songwriter Susana Bragato, all in Portuguese, have been created to capture the market's attention. Brazilians spent $6 billion on foreign travel during the first quarter of 2013, an 11.5% increase compared to the same period in 2012. Brazilians rank number 7 in the world in terms of the amount they pay per person for hotel stays. They spend an average of $160 US per person, more than Americans or even Australians. The TCI Tourist Board has also expanded their social media plan to include a Turks and Caicos Facebook fan page in Portuguese. The British Royal Navy has made yet another seizure in Caribbean waters, this time its biggest catch of illegal drugs in 4 years following an operation off Puerto Rico last week. The Royal Navy confiscated cocaine with an estimated street value of £100 million or $155.2 million US from a speedboat after a U.S. Customs and Border Agency aircraft spotted the 30-foot boat off the U.S. island territory. A Lynx helicopter from the HMS Lancaster intercepted the vessel and cornered the 3 suspected smugglers on board. The 1,499-pound stash of cocaine was recovered by Royal Navy divers after the 3 men threw it overboard. The men were subsequently handed over to Puerto Rican authorities and the boat was sunk by Royal Navy gunfire in keeping with standard practice. UK defense sources say the cocaine was thought to be destined for the United States. The recent HMS Lancaster's seizure was its 3rd in 3 weeks. The ship had earlier intercepted marijuana with a street value of about £700,000 and stopped another vessel with a significant amount of cocaine and heroin on board. The story of the high-tech 30-foot-long message in a bottle which uploaded pictures while crossing the Atlantic has gained attention worldwide, but last Sunday the bottle lost its satellite connection. Now the bottle is in the proximity of the Caribbean islands, and the company behind the project is asking people in the area to keep a lookout. The giant bottle was released to the ocean currents outside the Canary Islands on March 15. It comes with state-of-the-art tracking equipment, but after losing satellite connection, the location of the bottle is unknown. Joachim Sandy, CEO of Solo, the Norwegian soft drink that is behind the project, is asking for people in the Caribbean to keep a lookout and notify them if they witness a large yellow soda bottle on their beach. On solo.no/en, people can guess where the bottle ends up. The winner receives a bottle of Solar per nautical mile the bottle drifts, which at the moment of disappearance was a whopping 3,539 bottles. Persons can notify Solo on their Facebook page. The world's largest message in a bottle was launched 5 months ago and was consequently voted the world's best PR stunt by adsoftheworld.com in April. It was expected to cross the Atlantic in about 70 days, but has taken its time. More than 150 days have passed so far. For the JTV Caribbean News, Sean Rose.
Coming up next on JTV News. Public hears from the government on the environmental impact assessment for the cruise pier expansion project. The BVI Tours Board targeting new and emerging market in Brazil and Latin America. And one lucky Digicel customer drives away with a brand new SUV.